Hey guys, here I am again in the Vineyard, Life Thoughts from the Vineyard, another part of my story that I'm trying to share with you all, multiple parts here. So I'm just going to jump straight at it. If you hadn't got the rest of them, you just need to go back and listen to them. But I am here now, as I was saying, at 44 years old. And I'm asking, what do I want the next 40 years to look like? And I mentioned last video that where I really found myself is just in the middle of just tremendous blessing, and just enjoying that, but also beat up and healing. That's just where God had me. And man, I tell you, what I was talking about was the Lion King, and really it was like Simba with Pumbaa and Timon, right? And I'm just over here, Kuna Matata, right? And like, this is beautiful, man. This is awesome. What a great, like, Jimmy Buffett on, like, this is a great life and world and all that, right? But at the same time, I could hear the Lord, not audibly, but just in my heart saying, remember who you are, right? Like Simba's dad said and came back to him. And God's just been calling me back saying, remember who you are. It's not about this here and having fun, enjoying all that. I know that it's not that. And I know a lot of my pastor friends, they think I've lost my mind and that I've just disowned Jesus and I'm just all about finances and wealth, It's funny, my wealthy friends get nervous when I talk about Jesus. And then my Jesus friends get nervous when I start talking about money. But guys, can we be real? It's all God's. Like, it's all God's. And we got to learn how to use this money in the way that God intends us to do so. And so here I am, a Pumbaa Timon, just loving life, eating bugs, living my best life. But all the while, God's knocking, right? And he just won't let me go. And he's saying, JR, remember who you are. Remember what this is about. Remember when you started that journey, right, and to your business, that JR, it was about reaching people, right? It was about time, right, and money, time to do relational ministry, to bring life to people. And it was about money to be able to fund that, right? And of course, to be able to support my family. And, the crazy thing is, and this is wonderful, wonderful and beautiful. I just now got it, like, for the first time in my life, like in the last 2 days. Because I heard a friend say, when he got terminated by a company and stuff like this, that he was set free. And I identified with that. Because, that whole journey, it's like, God, like, I gave up $93,000, and went to make it $650 an hour. I spent 3.5 years, we're 5.5, if you, actually 7 or 8 in ministry, pursuing purpose. And, I took a $20,000 pay cut. And God, like, how in the world am I an insurance agent, right? Like, in this office, like, this just does not make sense, God. Like, and I looked at it negatively. God, I've been through all these things that I've been through, like, I don't understand, right? And you know what? We don't understand when we're going through it. But God knows exactly what he's doing. And it's only when you get to the other side, right, that hindsight's 20/20, and you see the perspective and exactly why God took you through what he took you through, right, to make you who you are. And you know what? That's what I believe. I believe that God took me through all that to set me free. To set me free, that I could do ministry the way I feel like God had called me to do ministry, that I could fund it, but I also understand, right, what it's like to be on my hands and knees, invisible, stocking shelves tediously, day after day, crushed blackberries, worn out, beat up. I know what it's like. I know what it's like. And I think God took me through that, right, so that I can connect and I can identify, right, just as he has my whole entire life, as a chameleon. And I can meet people where they're at, and I can become them that I might win them, right, to the gospel. And I hope that I'm able to then bring life to them. And again, I just did not see it. I saw it as negative. I saw, God, why would you bring me here and do all this? And how am I an insurance agent? Like, after all this? And not that God owes me anything. He doesn't owe me a damn thing. But you know, if I was honest, I saw it negative. And it wasn't until recently that God began to see, you know, or I began to see that God really set me free, that He's now set me free to where I can meet people, and I don't have to worry about the finances part. My money's working for me, and now I can meet guys, and I can help them find life. And so again, full circle back to my very first video, that's what I want to do with my life, with the rest of my days that are fleeting, right? And with this life that's a vapor. I want to use my life to give life to other men. And that is not just in a spiritual world. I'm sorry, my religious friends, but that is also in a financial world. And I don't apologize to my wealthy guys about the spiritual part. You know, again, wealthy people get nervous when you talk about Jesus. Jesus people get nervous when you talk about wealth, but it's all God's. And I want men to win both races of life. Success, right? But then also a spiritual success. I want them to ring up the scoreboard in eternity. And so, so I'm going to follow up with another video just to cap it off and put a bow on it. So stay tuned.